Hello and welcome. You are now looking at the website zoom.us, also known as zoom.com. Zoom.com is made for online meetings where you can share your screen and your camera as well as message in real time. And most notably, it can also be used as a webinar system. Individuals can join your online meeting if they have connecting through their personal computer or their mobile device. And from a mobile device, Zoom does allow both starting as well as joining online meetings and webinars. So in this course, we will look at the process of setting up and starting your online meetings and webinars. We'll look at the Zoom meeting software in both its basic and advanced forms. We'll also look at integrations with third-party applications. We'll look at those primarily used through the native application. In particular, we'll look at both scheduling and storage options. So we'll start the process with a discussion of plans and pricing and those most likely to be used by both entrepreneurs and information creators. Now, if you come to zoom.com and you go to the link that says plans and pricing, that's going to open up to this pricing page. And what you're going to notice is that there is a free version which will allow you to have up to 100 participants in any meeting up to 40 minutes long. You can have unlimited one-to-one meetings or group meetings, and those group meetings include video conferencing with video and audio and the ability to see the speaker in full screen. You also have web conferencing, which means that individuals can join using their mic and headset from their personal computer or their mobile device. In terms of group collaboration, you'll notice that there are breakout rooms available, as well as screen sharing using an iPad or iPhone application. Now, when you move from free to a paid plan, you will then be able to hold your meetings at least 24 hours instead of the 40 minutes. You'll also be able to have multiple users and manage those users, as well as reports that you can analyze. A paid plan also gives you 1 GB of MP4 storage and cloud recording, and gives you the ability to add in Skype for Business as an integration. When you have a paid plan, you can also pay for cloud storage. Most importantly, though, you can add in video webinars at $40 a month. So that if you want to have individuals over 100 attendees and then do it webinar style, you'll need to have the add-on. Now, what's important about this is that this webinar feature allows you to stream live to both Facebook and YouTube. In this course, we will look at a number of the free features, but we will also look at adding on the webinar, cloud-based storage, and Skype. Now, Zoom does have a partner program. If you hit Control and then the End button, you'll come all the way down to the bottom. You'll notice here on the left-hand side that there is a link to partners. And what you can do is you can click this link that says Refer a Friend. And when someone subscribes to Zoom as a new customer, you'll get points. Those points can then be redeemed as either a gift card or a check. You can also make a formal application to become a reseller or a referral partner. This will require that you fill out an application where you will click this button and you'll fill out the information so that you can be assessed by Zoom. So the simplest aspect of their partner program would be to click this button that says Invite Friends. And you'll notice here that to become part of the referral program, you'll need to be one of their paying customers. So in this case, we are going to go ahead and upgrade to our Pro account. What you'll notice here is that the referral program is only going to be available to you when you become a paying customer of Zoom. Now in this video, we're going to take a look at your meeting settings. I'm going to go to My Account. And you're going to have a number of default settings available to you. In most cases, you can start using the webinar system with the default settings. One thing you'll want to pay attention to is whether you want your visitors to chat in most of your meetings. And again, when you do this, this is going to set up your default settings for all of your webinars. So you'll want to determine how you want to interact with individuals on your webinars. Now, if you have individuals participating with you, you'll want to determine whether you're going to allow them to use the annotation tools on the shared screens. You can turn this feature off by default, and then you'll be the only one that can add notes to your shared screen. Now, if you want to add in the meeting room feature, you can do that here in this version. All you need to do is to turn the meeting rooms on. That setting will be updated, and then your breakout rooms will then be available on your webinars or your meetings. Now, although you'll go through all of the settings to determine how to customize your system, the most important one will be your email notifications. You can have emails go out when attendees join before the host does, and when a meeting is canceled. Again, these are going to be by default, and you can turn these on or turn them off. You'll also want to look at the recording tab, and you'll notice that in each case, you're going to be creating a local recording. That means that your recording of your meeting or webinar is going to be saved to your hard drive. Now, if you have a paid version, you are going to have access to a cloud-based storage system. You can also make sure that your webinars are going to be automatically recorded whenever you have one, and that means that you'll need to turn this on. If you want to make sure that individuals know they're being recorded, you can turn this feature on. This will then prompt individuals to make sure they consent to being recorded before your recording actually starts. You can have individuals notified by audio that they're being recorded when you turn on this feature. If you are in the meeting section, you're going to notice a gray area here where you can schedule your meetings directly from your calendar. You can use a Microsoft Outlook plugin, which will connect to your desktop if that's what you use. You can extend using Google Chrome or with Firefox. Now, for the purposes of this video, we're going to download the Chrome extension. What we're going to do now is we're going to click Add to Chrome. And then we're going to click Add Extension. Then in your browser area, you're going to notice that there is going to be a Zoom scheduler available to you. Once you have this dialog box, you're going to want to sign in to your Zoom account. Now, once you're signed into Zoom, what you'll be able to do from Google Chrome is you'll be able to pick a date from your Google Calendar. You're going to click on the title and the name, and then what you'll be able to do here is you'll be able to click this link that says Make It a Zoom Meeting. That event will then be saved in your Google Calendar, and you'll notice then that the link is then saved. You'll also then notice, if you refresh your page, that the meeting will be saved in your Zoom group of meetings. You can manage the users on your account by going to User Management and clicking Users. Now, this is going to be a paid feature, so we're going to upgrade our account so that we can take a look at this feature. So once we've upgraded, we can add additional free users, again, depending on our plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Add Users, and then we're going to add those users with their email address. What we're then going to do is click the Add button. That individual will then be part of our pending users. They'll then have to check their email in order to become part of our account. That individual will then have a Zoom account invitation. They'll then need to click this link to activate their account. They will then have a free level of your account to schedule their meetings. And then if you come back to your pending area, you hit your refresh button. That user then will be part of your users on your account. And you'll notice then that they are considered to be a basic or free member. Now, you can create in-meeting closed captioning for those that will be attending your meeting or webinar. And what you're going to want to do is come into your settings area. You're going to want to click this third link. That's going to bring you down to the in-meeting or advanced section. When you find that section, you're going to come to this link. As of the recording of this video, it's the third one down. We're going to click this link over, and then you will then be enabled. That means then that once we are inside of our meeting, we'll be able to come to this right side menu. We'll then be able to click Closed Caption. And then we have a few choices. We can assign the closed caption to an individual that is participating with us on the call, and we'll need to assign that to them here. We'll also then be able to type the transcription ourselves. And if that's the case, we're going to click this button that says I will type. We can give the URL to a third-party service, and we click this button This is going to put the URL onto our clipboard so that we can pass it on to another individual. In this video, we are going to start the process by creating a Zoom meeting. And what we can do is we can either start a meeting by going to this link to host a meeting right now and then distribute the link, or we can schedule a meeting for the future, determining when that time is going to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to click schedule a meeting, and then we're going to write in all of the identifying information. Now, one thing we can do is we can make this a recurring meeting. So if this meeting is going to be once a week or even once a day, we can do that by clicking this link. For the purposes of this video, we're going to take this task off. We can also require registration for this meeting. So for example, we can click this link, and then individuals will need to register before they can attend. You can determine upfront whether video cameras will be available. So for example, what we can do is we can turn on this task. This will mean that video cameras will be available for the host. We can also have video available for the participants. We can then determine how individuals are going to be able to connect. If we determine that we want them only to connect by telephone, we can do that, or by computer audio. It's likely that you'll want both to be available, so we're going to leave this as the default setting. Now again, if you're going to be distributing the link and individuals are going to register, some of these things that you'll be doing on a case-by-case basis. If you want individuals to be able to join the room before you get there, you can click Enable Join Before Host. We're going to untick this. If you only want discussion to occur when you're there, you can click Mute Participants upon entry. And you can use the long meeting ID, but again, if you're going to be distributing the link, you don't have to do this. Now, what you can do is you can enable a waiting room so that when individuals come, they can then be part of a waiting room instead of seeing the standard Zoom screen. Now, because we're using a paid plan, we can determine that we want this meeting to be recorded automatically. We can say that we want it recorded in the cloud, or we can have it to be recorded on our personal computer. If you want individuals to be available to be a host in order to take over the meeting when you are not there, you can do that by putting in their email address here in this area. Once you have it, you can then click Save. What you can then do is click this link to copy the invitation, and then you can copy this invitation into an email. And then you can distribute this information. If you just want to distribute the link, you can copy this link, and then you can distribute the link to individuals to attend the meeting. Now, when the individual gets the link, they're going to be asked to download information to their personal computer in order to attend the Zoom meeting. Now, in the next video, we will start the process of starting the meeting. Now that our meeting has been set, we can come back to this screen, and what we can do is we can click Start This Meeting. Now you'll find the open link to this meeting by going to this section, which is My Meetings, and you'll see it here in this area. All you'll need to do is to go to this Start link. You'll be starting the actual online meeting. And when this happens, Zoom is going to start the process of opening up software that's going to download to your personal computer as well as interact with your browser. You're then going to click Open Zoom Meetings. Now, you may want to click this link that says always open these kinds of links in the associated app so that you can save time on this process. Now, for the purposes of this course, we're going to go ahead and we're going to enable this link because we're going to be doing this more than once. We're now going to click Open Zoom Meetings. Now, we've enabled the recording, so the recording is now being conducted as we speak. Now, one of the things that we have done for the purposes of this video is we have disabled the video. If we want to enable our camera, all we'll need to do is to click on top of this icon and our webcam will then be enabled. Now, we can choose to join with our computer audio, and indeed this is something that your attendees and participants are going to go through also. They're going to be able to join with their computer audio, and you're going to see that Zoom is going to remind you that the recording is not going to include audio unless you click Join Audio. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on top of this button to conduct your meeting with your own computer audio. Now, all of your controls will be at the bottom of the screen. If you want to invite individuals to participate with you, you can click this invite button and they'll be brought into your meeting. And what you'll do is you'll click this button. This is going to give you links or ways to send the invitation. What you can also do is you can choose the content that you'll be sharing, and you'll do that by clicking this button. This is going to give you the opportunity to choose the screens that you're going to be showing during your meeting. In fact, one of the things you'll see here is that there is a place for you to conduct the meeting using your mobile device. We can be even more detailed with the screen that we're going to be using, a particular portion of the screen, individual computer sound, or content from a second camera. We can also enable the chat for our participants. And what we'll need to do is to click this button, and we'll be able to type messages to everyone as well as to receive everyone. Now, when people type back to you, everyone in your group is going to be able to see these messages as they're being typed in real time. You have the ability to either stop or pause the recording by clicking this button. So if you're going to be coming to a place in the recording where you're going to have something that you don't want seen, you can pause the recording here in this area, and then you can turn it back on by clicking this link. Now, we've also discussed the closed caption option. And basically what this is going to do is this is going to give you the ability to either have someone type the notes as they're being conducted in real time, or you can type them here also. If we click this button, you'll then be able to see your controls for closed captioning. You'll also see here that you have breakout rooms, and this is going to be for your participants, not for your attendees to a particular webinar. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click this button once you've completed the presentation or the meeting, and you can click this link that says End Meeting. You can then assign a host to the meeting if you just want to leave it, or if you want to end the meeting, you can click this button that says End Meeting for All. Then Zoom will begin the process of getting your meeting recording ready. You'll then determine where you want your meeting recording to be housed. And then your Zoom recording will be present in the folder that you designated. In cases where you're going to have more than 100 attendees, you're going to want to host a webinar. Now, on the webinar, you will not be able to have more than 100 participants. However, you will be able to have those 100 participants plus other attendees to view the content. Now, to do that, you're going to need to do that from your webinar section. And you'll notice that one of the things that a webinar allows you to do is to monetize your individual events using PayPal and Zapier. Now, in order to do that, you're going to need to add your webinar plan onto your Pro plan. That means then that you're going to need to go to your billing section of your account. And then what you'll need to do is you'll need to go to your webinar add-on, and you'll see it here in the bottom panel. And you'll see that as of the recording of this video, the webinar add-on is an additional $40 every month. What you'll do is you'll click this Add button. Now, what you'll be determining is how many participants on your calls you'll be having. So if you want to have more than 100 people participating with you, with their camera, and the ability to interact with you, you'll want to up that number from 100 to either 500 or 1,000. However, if you want 100 participants and you want the others to be able to view your content, you'll be able to do that using the webinar feature. And you can start at the lowest plan. Now, one of the things about Zoom is that you can flexibly add a program on. So you can choose not to add this feature to renew every month. So if you want to use the webinar feature for 1 month, you can do that, and you can set it so that it will not auto renew. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the webinar feature. Now, you'll notice again that we have upgraded our account. You'll also notice then that the 100 participants can engage with up to 10,000 viewers. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the user section. We're then going to go and edit our user. We're then going to enable this individual for a webinar, and we're then going to click Save. Once we do that, we'll go back to My Webinars, and you'll notice now that the webinar section is then available, and we can now schedule a webinar. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.